Hello travelers, I hope everyone is having a fantastic holiday season and going to have a happy new year, but it is that time again to check in on the progress made at Epic Universe. You would think by now, we should expect such amazing progress being made at Epic Universe update after update. This update is no exception, where construction has made a tremendous amount of progress in such a short time between updates. From the detail work seen around Dark Universe to the framing at Meteor Astropub, let's dive into this week's Universal Epic Universe construction update. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next construction update and the first one from Adventures Away of 2024. Now let's jump into this week's new aerial views of Epic Universe provided to us by BioReconstruct. Starting off in the back of the park at Grand Helios Hotel, where last week the entire pool area was flooded after a string of strong storms. The pool area has since been dried out, and excavation work has begun around the bar area, seen on either side of the bar's framing. The last part of the perimeter wall of the pool area that formed surrounded last update has since been removed, leaving the foundation of the wall exposed, ready to receive its drains and be backfilled. Windows have been installed on the first 3 floors of guest rooms and starting now on the 4th floor, following the facade towards the roof. The facade installation has made its way more than halfway up the hotel and is now starting on the 5th floor of guest rooms. On the roof, the dome framing has been built out even to the edge of the hotel, as well as the lounge on either side of the dome is taking shape. Next door in Dark Universe, there has been a significant amount of detail work completed since our last update. The broken masonry behind the portal to the right side of Dark War is getting its base coat now. The left side of the broken masonry now has that purple exterior board that we saw on the right side last visit to Epic Universe. There are several elements inside of the village that have seen detailed progress made slightly hidden by the scaffolding that surrounds them. On the back side of the village, near the back of house entrance, there has been some medieval style rockwork revealed between the scaffolding. It is likely that the rest of the rockwork found throughout the village will match this style. The front of the feature ride in Dark Universe has seen a lot of change around the entrance. On top of the pathway and bridge, rockwork has been installed looking as vertical pieces of slate rock. A small section of wall to the right side of the manor still needs this rockwork installed, showing us the difference this installation has made. Out back in the outdoor overflow queue area of the feature ride, it looks as though there is work beginning on the pathway as drain pipes are being installed. Also in the queue area is a small outdoor structure to add to the theming. This structure is rumored to be a crypt, thinking that the entire outdoor area will be themed as a graveyard. Just in front of the queue area is the Lacey's snack stand, which we saw last update shingles being installed. Those shingles have since been completed, giving the Lacey's a nearly completed look from above. The Lacey's is not the only building in Dark Universe for shingles to appear now. Curse of the Werewolf load station has also started to see the same shingles installed, both on the edge and the center of the load station roof. It can be assumed that the barn in the center of the track will have those same style shingles found both at the Lacey's and the load station. Inside of the tracks in the queue area, the uprooted tree we found last update has since been upgraded. Looking through the trees, you can also make out a curved pathway through the forest, as well as concrete forms going with the suspected pathway. At Burning Blades Tavern, the dirt that had been placed to the left of the tavern last update has now had trees planted to fill in the empty space. This gives Burning Blades the look of being in a forest on top of a hill. This also gives us a fantastic image of how the pathways through this part of Dark Universe, along with the entrance to Curse of the Werewolf, where guests will walk underneath of the coaster tracks. Across Celestial Park, at the new Wizarding World, more detail can be seen being added to the land's portal plate. Behind the entry portal, workers can be seen on top of the replica arch, working on the facade of the archway. On some of the rooftops inside of the streets of Paris, we can see have been painted to have a weathered look that would be seen in real-life Paris. It would be safe to assume the remaining rooftops still being worked on will have a similar look. Outside of the exit to the land in the courtyard, we can see a circular concrete shape in the center of the courtyard. This concrete shape has several drain pipes and electrical conduits coming from the ground. I am guessing that there will be some sort of garden or fountain here in the center of the courtyard. Since last update, we have also been able to see several pathways branching from this courtyard, coming from the Wizarding World, branching out into Celestial Park. At the entry portal to How to Train Your Dragon at the Isle of Burk, a second decorative ring has been installed at the top of the portal plate. We are assuming there will be some sort of emblem at the top of the portal. There is an opening similar at the top of the portal plate at the Wizarding World, so it can be also assumed that there will be some sort of emblem at the top of every portal plate throughout Epic Universe. Inside of the Isle of Burk, more than half of the planks have been added to the boardwalk surrounding the main lagoon. Just beyond the main lagoon, at the boat ride we believe will be named Fire Drill, more of the load station roof planks have been installed. Work inside the queue area of Fire Drill has also progressed. At Mead Hall, more of the wire rock mesh has been installed around the structure. The most work has been done at the entrance to Mead Hall, where a Viking sculpture has been seen shaped in the wire mesh. This Viking is similarly shaped to the one found inside of the main lagoon. Hiding behind the scaffolding on the left side of the entrance appears to be a second Viking sculpture. This would mean there would be a pair of Vikings guarding the entrance to Mead Hall. Transporting into the Mushroom Kingdom at Super Nintendo World, there have been several changes to go over. Several of the ride vehicles at Yoshi's Adventure have been uncovered or partially uncovered. This is likely due to the weather in Orlando and being partially blown off due to storms, since the vehicles uncovered last update seem to be covered up since. Mount Beanpole has also seen paint make it all the way to the peak, and soon we should start to see the scaffolding removed. On the scaffolding topic, Bowser's Lair has been surrounded by scaffolding, assuming we will start to see those oversized blocks being shaped. Inside of Donkey Kong Country, more scaffolding has been installed inside of the coaster tracks around a theming element. On top of the Golden Temple, more framing has been installed, preparing for the Golden Head. Towards the entrance of the coaster building, a large section of oversized blocks have been revealed. These blocks look completely different from the ones found on the Golden Temple, as they look in ruins. As we exit Super Nintendo World and enter Celestial Park, more of the waterfall features next to Atlantic Restaurant have been formed since last week. We can see that there are several layers inside of the different waterfalls, giving that cascading effect. Next door at Celestial Carousel, sand has been added above the pump room, where we saw the waterproof roof finished up last update. Inside of the carousel water feature, we can see hatches opened and pumps actively pumping water from these hatches from the recent rainstorms. Behind the carousel at the splash pad, there has been an endless amount of electrical conduit installed above the concrete pour we saw a couple of updates ago. We can also see several water pipes that will feed the water features of the splash pad. The main fountain of Epic Universe continues to receive work inside of the basin to prepare for the filling of the fountain. Overlooking the fountain, the structures of Meteor Astropub continues to make record pace with the construction of the main building and seating area. The round seating area has seen all of the initial roofing installed on the first roof. On the second level of this circular roof, there have been several pieces of vertical steel framing installed above the current roof. The current progress of this framing puts more evidence to the fact that there will be a dome on top of this part of the pub. Moving to the entrance of Epic Universe, we have our first look at the entry portal to the park as workers are beginning to remove the concrete forms. The electrical conduit poking through the top of the arch shows there will be additional concrete above the arch for additional theming. I hope that by the time April rolls around, we will have a good idea of what this will be, as it should be close to being finished. Just south of Epic Universe, at Stella Nova and Terra Luna resorts, there has been some noticeable progress made as we get closer to a year from their opening dates. At Terra Luna, lattice is being installed on the exterior building in preparation for the colorful tiles that its sister resort has been getting for quite some time. This can be seen by the difference in the texture of the exterior walls that have had the lattice installed versus just plain concrete. Out back at the resort's pool area, the main pool foundation is ready for concrete. Next door at Stella Nova, the colorful tiles are almost at their intersection point as we get closer to seeing the entire hotel covered in these tiles. Most of the empty spaces that were skipped over while installing these tiles have since had light fixtures installed in these positions. Looking closer at these light fixtures added, This will surely give a twinkling star effect at night. In the guest entrance to Stella Nova, there has also been a traffic circle added to help expedite the flow of guests through the property. As we wrap up this construction update, please don't forget to subscribe to keep up to date on all construction progress made at Epic Universe. Again, I would like to wish everyone a happy holiday season and a happy new year. And until next time, travelers, have a great one.